Hi guys, it's me. Welcome back to my channel with my crazy hair. So today I'm going to do a video that's going to showcase all of my favorite seasonings, and I'm going to give you a snapshot, a view of those seasonings right now. Okay, so some of my favorite seasonings are right here in front of me. And I'm just going to go through each one of them just to kind of let you know what I use them for. First off, I just want to say that I use most of these on a regular basis. But I do want to make mention that this Satsang was a seasoning that I found that was highly referenced in a lot of the YouTube cooking channel videos that I watch. And I did order a whole box of them. And I think I've only used one packet so far. And I think a box comes in like 20, 24, something like that. So in case you don't know what Satsang is, it is actually some seasoning that says tells you here that the best way to use it is on meats and stews, salad, soups, poultry, pasta, rice, beans, and vegetables, basically everything. And it doesn't really say everything that's in this packet, but I do know that it has saffron in it, and saffron is a spice. I'm not really sure exactly what it is, but it has a very unique taste. But I do see a lot of YouTubers using the Satsang on chicken, fried chicken, and they swear by it. So I don't know. I can't really give a review on it because I'm not really all that familiar with it. But I did add this to my spice collection. The next thing is I actually swear by the McCormick Cajun seasoning. Now, this seasoning, I can use this on almost anything from eggs to meat to soups and stews to anything really. It does have salt in it. And it has like paprika, red pepper, thyme, black pepper, celery seed, garlic, and onion. I use this a lot when I'm making things like eggs and ramen. I really like the spice and the blend of spices that they use. And this is usually maybe about $3 or $4 at the store. And you see I have two of those. The next one that I use a lot, and it's just empty, is by Mrs. Dash. And it's this Southwest Chipotle seasoning blend. You might see a trend here where you notice I'm using a lot of things that are like make your food spicy to the taste, and adds heat to your food, and I love that. So anyhow, with this one, it does not have salt. And I try and use a lot of seasonings that don't have salt in it, so that, but adds a lot of flavor, just so that I can be in control of the amount of salt that I add to my dishes. So this is another one. It has no salt, but it's a blend of sweet chili pepper, chipotle chili pepper, cayenne pepper, oregano, thyme, cumin, parsley, and a whole bunch of other things. It will definitely kick your food up a notch. And I use this on everything. When I say everything, it's nothing that I use this on when I'm trying to add layers of flavor to my meals. This is called liquid smoke, obviously. It's a mesquite flavor. A lot of people might use this on their meats that they're going to grill, just to add that extra smoky flavor. It has very little things in it: mesquite smoke flavor, distilled vinegar, soy protein, corn protein, sugar, caramel color, and some other spices. But when you smell it, it smells just like smoke. This a little bit goes a long way. I usually use the lid, to pour the liquid smoke in it. I never fill it up. It's not even halfway. I just do a few little drops of this into my marinade or on my actual meat to add that extra smoky flavor. I've had this for a while, and it lasts a long time because you don't need a whole lot. But I use this in things that I would meals like my baked beans, or I'll use this on fish. I'll use this on chicken when I marinate it, shrimp, that kind of thing. Any of those meats. I even use a little bit in my my seafood boils. The next one that I enjoy is also by McCormick, and I used to buy this, but then I thought I actually got this one and this one mixed up. I was going back to replace this, and I couldn't remember the exact seasoning, and then I picked this one up because they both have chipotle, and I love the taste of chipotle. So you'll see I have another seasoning back there that has chipotle in it, but this one's salt free, which is the biggest difference, and then this one has roasted garlic in it, and it's by McCormick. It is advertised as a grill mate, so imagine putting that on anything you might throw on a grill. This one does have salt in it, and it has a whole lot of the other spices in it that this one has, and it's delicious. I mean, what did I recently put it in? I really can't think. I just use it on everything, and it's really, really good. You'll hear me say that a lot. Another one of my favorite spices is smoked paprika. Now this one is a brand that I got from, I think, either Home Goods or TJ Maxx. All the other ones so far you can find in your local grocery store, but this one came from Home Goods or TJ Maxx. As you can tell, this is not a familiar brand. Smoked paprika from Spain. I wasn't really concerned about that. I just knew I needed more smoked paprika in those stores, in like TJ Maxx and Marshalls, Home Goods, and all that. This was probably like $1 or maybe $2. In the grocery store, you usually get something this small, and it's about $6. I mean, it varies in price. I don't know why it's so expensive, but smoked paprika is quite expensive. Regular paprika is not very expensive, but smoked paprika is extremely expensive. And I ended up going with this. Not that I cared it was from Spain. It really didn't matter to me. But it's kind of it's different from regular paprika because it does have that those smoked red chili peppers in it, and it just really adds a depth of flavor that you cannot get. I mean, you know, in general, smoked paprika in general just doesn't have a taste. This one has a taste. You cannot use very much. Just like that liquid smoke, you have to use a tiny bit. And I've recently been able to tolerate a lot more in one dish, so I might sprinkle a little extra just to give it that extra flavor. But I always use my seasonings to taste. I never, measure anything. I just always add all my seasonings to taste. I'm especially careful about these, so I might add these last. Anything that has salt in it, I always add in my dish last, just because I do want to be able to control the amount of salt that I have in my diet. So smoked paprika, game changer for sure. It doesn't matter where it's from. Most of them are probably going to taste the same, and you can use this on anything. Another one of my favorites for usually I use this on red meat, and I don't eat red meat very much, but if I do, I use this in like my hamburgers or my anything made with ground beef, anything made with beef. And I rarely ever eat pork unless it's bacon, and I don't even eat that often. So, but if I do happen to have some red meat or pork, then I'll use the Worcestershire sauce. um, it has a unique flavor, and does add an extra depth of flavor, and it has some salt in it, but not much to speak of, really, as you can tell. But it has anchovies, tamarind, um, molasses, sugar, vinegar. It has a unique flavor that goes really well with red meats. This one is what I brought out before when I was talking about the smoked paprika and the size that you normally get and how much it costs. But this is like, again, kind of along the red pepper, spices, chili pepper, silicone dioxide to make it free flowing is all that's in here. So it's chili pepper. So this is an actual chipotle chili pepper, dried chili pepper, and it's, powder form. So that's what this is, an actual pepper, but this is chipotle peppers are in here, and chipotle peppers are in here, and I even have bought canned chipotle peppers, and they are amazing too. You can get those, I think, from Aldi. But I love chipotle flavor. It's just, I don't know, it just really tastes delicious. And it does not have salt. Okay, of course, black pepper. You can use the grinder. One of the kinds of peppers that I do like that I don't have is white pepper. And I want to get me some white pepper. But I use black pepper, sea salt, and typically I don't use white sea salt. I do use Himalayan pink sea salt most of the time, but I ended up getting this because I just didn't I needed something right away, and I was already at the grocery store, and they have pink Himalayan pink sea salt. It just doesn't have all the it just doesn't have the sodium in it like regular, or the iodine that regular salt has in it. But it is my preferred salt rather than the iodized salt. And then, of course, garlic is everything. We all know what we can use garlic powder on. It's just also very flavorful. So I want to recap so far what I have that I use that does not have salt in it, just so you can be aware how much flavor you can get out of into your food, infused into your food, that does not have salt in it. Because as a person of color, and other people of color, we have a higher rate with blood pressure problems and everything. So you can get all kinds of flavor into your food just by using these items. I mentioned the Satsang earlier. I believe it does have salt. And I believe it does have salt. So you do have to be mindful of that. Then a final thing that I have here that I really started enjoying is this chicken flavor bouillon. It's by Noir, and it is a pretty big, look at how compared to these other 2.5 ounces. This one is 14 ounces, and so it's going to take me a long time to actually finish this, but it is huge, but it tastes amazing. It is really something to be had in your meals. And I'm sure they have like vegetable flavor, beef flavor. I just like chicken for everything. I use this in my white rice. I use this in my as a flavor packet for my ramen in place of the one that comes in the ramen. This does have salt in it. It has 650 milligrams of sodium per teaspoon. So that's 28% of your daily intake. That's a pretty big amount. It has cornstarch in it, yeast extract, onion powder, sugar, palm oil, chicken stock, carrot, spices, garlic powder, and turmeric. Turmeric is such a good another spice to add to your collection. It has a lot of health benefits. Um, like it's a anti-inflammatory, so you can definitely use that, add that into your spice collection. And also onion powder, which I don't have here, and I don't own any onion powder. I do need some, but onion powder doesn't have salt in it, and that's also a good way to add extra flavor to your meals. It says it doesn't have any MSG and no artificial flavors in that. I like this because it's in both Spanish and English. Shout out to Noir for that. Not that I speak Spanish, but I just think that's a really nice touch. But you can add this to almost anything to give it that, anything you would add chicken bouillon to, like chicken noodle soup, or if you're making, you know, rice or even beans. I mean, I've seen people add bouillon to their beans or to their greens or what have you, but it's a pretty universal spice. Whoops. So, but those are some really good ones. So other ones I would say to add would be onion powder, instead, you know, to go along with the garlic powder and all these other ones. And anything that doesn't have salt in it, you should be good. But these are some of my favorite seasonings, you all. I am so proud of, you know, my collection, my spice collection. I do like spicy food, not too hot though, but I do like spicy food. And you know, studies are showing that a little bit of spicy food can have its health benefits for you as well. So but use it in moderation, of course. But minimize how much blended seasonings you have with salt already added to it, just so that you're able to control your salt intake. Anyhow, I hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you have any questions, comments, or if you want to add in the comments your favorite go-to seasonings, please list them below. And I do look forward to communicating with you. Hope to see you in some future see that you guys are enjoying my future videos as well. And I just want to thank you all for watching. Bye.